RV trailer brakes and their associated electrical wiring. Let me show you a preventive maintenance tip here that's very easy to identify and just as easy to fix. And it can save you a world of problems further on down the road. Well, let's take a look at the wiring, brand new from the factory. The electrical supply lines are coming down on the left side of the trailer. Coming out right there. Going to the left brake. Then they jump through that little hole right there and run through the axle onto the other side. The other side will have a real short pair of wires coming out of it just to operate the right side brakes. It's split right here. Almost anything would be better than this. You don't want it too rigid because you have movement here. You can have a few inches of movement here pretty easy. So what we're going to do is just put some of this wire conduit. You can get any color you want. I just happen to have blue. Check out the front axle. It lays right there, and you know it rubs and vibrates and has some movement in it going down the road. The pair feeding the brakes will have a little give to it. You can push it up into the coroplast. You can make it tight, or you can put enough slack in it to get it about where you want it. This just splits open. I'm only going to wrap the main pair coming from the front. Guess we could call it the supply. Then once we get it in place, we'll put some electric tape on it to keep it from sliding around. Going to come back outside and take a look. Try to get an idea how much slack I want to see on it. I'm just going to butt it up to as close as the butt splice as I can. Tape it. But this gives our wire a lot of protection from laying right on this, on top of the spring shackles here, on top of the bolts and the clamps, and the sides of the spring. We're going to do the same thing with the front. Any kind of a protective sleeve will work, but I'll keep an eye on them as we travel. Okay, here's our front axle. So we went ahead and cut a piece. We went from here where it goes up through the plastic, the coroplast, I think they call it, and down to the butt splices. We cut a piece of the plastic conduit sleeve, and let's go ahead and snake it on there. Because some of that wire is wanting to kind of come back out in that split, I'm going to go ahead and just put some black electric tape on a few different locations on it. That's not tightly wrapped. Just enough to keep it from splitting, keeping the wire from coming out. Okay, went ahead and added some tape on the bottom here. And then at the top, pull that wire down, you have some slack in there. Thank goodness, in case you have to make a splice or in case you have to make a repair. And then shove it back up in there, up through the coroplast. At first I thought I was just going to leave it like this. Now I'm thinking that I'm not. I got some pretty nice black zip ties here. I don't want it too tight, just enough to keep it from flopping. If in fact it actually does flop that much going down the road in 65-mile-an-hour wind stream, I'm not sure. But I think I'm going to leave it like this and just see what happens. Maybe keep an eye on it. Okay, let's make the cut. I'm going to do the same thing to the back one. These wires, they are your brakes. They supply the 12 volt. They supply the current necessary to operate the magnets. And when the magnet engages, it causes that twisting action and to force the shoes out. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Have a good one.